DC is nice in the summertime.
What?
Nothing. I'm just trying to do something without typing it.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, I'll be ready.
All right. The camera is rolling, but we're not quite ready. All right. So when I let you know, that's when we're gonna start. All right.
Okay.
Um, I'm just getting the questions out.
Do my best to be
So-
attentive. Do my best to get the questions out too. How about that? Had them out yesterday. They helped.
All right, we're ready in 15 seconds. 10, 5, 3, 2, 1. All right, we're live. Okay. This is part 2 of what we were doing yesterday. We have 6 sections, and we did 2 sections, and now we're doing the other 2 sections where we're asking hard questions concerning this political climate that we're living in. Just a real quick reminder of the 6 sections. Deportation of non-citizens in the U.S., the president's challenges to the U.S. constitutional laws, Elon Musk access to Treasury data and future outlooks, U.S. relations with its neighbors in the next few years, executive orders and their impact, and the last one was what should people do and what can we do. We've already taken care of the executive orders and questions on what people can and shouldn't do. So now the question is, out of the last remaining 4, which 2 would you like to tackle in this section?
Well, Elon Musk and
Elon Musk and what's
the
another?
relations. Number 3 and number 4.
Okay. Mr. Williams has selected Elon Musk access to Treasury data and future outlooks, and he's also requested U.S. relations with its neighbors in the next few years. All right, randomly selecting out of the 5 questions. Do you believe Musk's influence on government decisions is appropriate?
Musk's influence on government decisions is inappropriate. Let me say it again. Inappropriate in so many ways. He's not a citizen of the United States. He has so much business in China that he seems to be beholden to China more than he is to any other business or customer or country that he does business with. He is bigger than any other person in the world as far as riches, and he's trying to take over the treasury of the United States by taking out not just information to make us do things faster, but things about payments. There's nothing about payments, your payments, he needs to know. He's trying to figure out who's getting paid, and he wants their money.
All right. Just piggybacking off the same question. This is still part of the same question. What do you think that he will do with the information once he does have this information?
Well, I don't know what he'll do with the information, and that's the problem. He can do anything that he wants with information. If you get information off any computer and it goes on a hard drive and you take it with you, you can be asked to destroy that information. And you can say you destroyed it, but you still may have it on that hard drive and have access to it and can analyze it to see how the governmental system works so that he can either intercept or find ways to affect payments to himself or others.
Okay, just for the audience to recap, Mr. Williams has over 30 years of accounting experience. So he is looking at financial statements on a regular occurring basis, dealing with companies that have worked in the DC area. So when we talk about financial outlooks and future projections of our nation, he does have some insight when it comes to dealing with the companies and businesses. All right, so
I've got a
Give me a sec. Okay, so let's go with the last question dealing with Elon Musk and the Treasury data and future outlooks. Should there be more transparency regarding who gets access to such data? No, correction. Let's do this one. What are the risks of wealthy individuals gaining privileged access to government financial insights?
The risk for anyone who's gaining government information about anyone who's getting payments from the government, who the government is doing business with, be they rich, be they politicians, or whomever, they need to have security clearance. I really don't mind someone being rich, and as long as they have a security clearance and have the proper relationship with the government of the United States, not just the President of the United States. There's a big difference, and what happens is this contractor, Elon Musk, should develop a relationship with the government and establish himself as someone who is worthy and is not going to misuse the information that he's given.
Okay. So when we talk about individuals who are wealthy, outside of just Elon Musk, they call it a oligarchy. Is that what they call it?
Yeah, when you have a lot of or several extremely rich people who have a lot of influence on the government, like it's in the cabinet of the United States, just on the billionaires that they affect the business that they do with the government, and they affect what they do, and they generate business for their business by knowing what the government's getting ready to do. And that's what oligarchy does. It helps themselves. It really exploits the smaller people, and it eventually should implode on itself. But it takes time. You have to live through it.
Okay. So let's go ahead, and I believe the last section of today, we're going to be looking and focus on U.S. relations with its neighbors in the next few years. Okay, as we know, in the nation, we've been having trade wars when it comes to China, but who would ever think that we will be arguing and fighting and trying to get every little penny out of our neighbors? So with this being said, the nation, our closest allies, China, that is not China, which will be Canada and Mexico. This is something that is very gets the nation anxious. So just as a real quick recap for those who might live under a rock. So let's go ahead, and I'm gonna ask you one of the 5 questions. Give me a sec.
Sure.
As soon as you need it.
Yeah, it's that way. That's why I enjoy touchscreen.
All right. How do you see U.S.-Mexico relations evolving in the next few years?
U.S.-Mexico relations evolving in the next few years. If I said I knew what was going to happen, I'd be lying. But I hope that this will happen. In the past, the relations were a greater country, the U.S., with a lesser country, Mexico. And we really took advantage of them. I believe that in the next few years, because of what the government in the form of the president is doing with the other countries, Mexico will have a chance of standing up against the United States and forming a better equal partner relationship, because the United States is scaring away all of its other partners, so it may not have the strength that it had in the past. So Mexico may get stronger as the United States gets weaker, and I think that they will be a better world partner to the other countries, and that will make them stronger, and that will hurt the U.S. economy.
All right. How important is cooperation with Canada and Mexico on climate change policies? Right now, we have taken ourselves out of a bunch of the treaties that the global community feels worthy of protecting, like water, like air, and climate change as far as weather being temperatures being higher. What are your feelings of that, sir?
Well, what happens is it's really what happens in any state in the
Hold
United
on.
States.
All right. Let me repeat the question. How important is cooperation with Canada and Mexico on climate change policies?
It's we have to cooperate with Mexico and Canada and really all the other partners in the world, just like we have to cooperate with all the states to make sure that we are solid and are one as it approaches just our community. Our community, as far as the states, are just other states, but our United States are the other countries of the world, and we have to make sure that our pollution, or the pollution that happens, just doesn't, it affects everybody. So everybody, all of our neighbors, needs to contribute to reducing the carbon in the atmosphere and making sure that our water is as clean as it possibly can be. And we need to make sure we get air that's breathable for everyone, especially old and young people. So we do have to respect and keep our relationships with these partners and understand that what we do as far as dirtying up our situation definitely affects them, and we don't live by ourselves, so we have to cooperate.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your time, Mr. Williams. And I look forward to questioning you with the last two sections. Are there anything else that you leave our viewers?
Yes, I would like to say that, generally speaking, people really need to be concerned with the life issues that affect them personally, and try not to get hung up on the little childish issues that are coming out of the president's mouth and are reported by the excuse me, the main channels of news. You should try to look for different news about what affects you and find it on your own and find out ways of verifying that information is true. Don't believe the hype.
All right. I'm assuming that we're going to conclude today's interview. I appreciate whoever is looking for more truth and more knowledge. We're always looking. We will be dissecting more board meetings and trying to get in touch with those who can help us out in this mission that we got. Please like, follow, subscribe, and if you would like to be interviewed or have questions concerning, or you feel like we might be able to answer something or anything of that nature, feel free to leave a comment. We will reach back out to you. Have a blessed day.